Hi there, friends in Malaysia. This is Chanika coming to you from Australia. I'm actually sitting outside my house, so hence why it's sunny over this side. And yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself and touch base with you as you've indicated that you might be interested in essential oils and possibly even the business, which we'll talk about at the end. But to start with, I'm just going to run through an introduction to doTERRA's range of essential oils. So thank you for joining me. And at the end, if you have any questions, please get in touch. Okay, so what are essential oils? I'm guessing since you have contacted me and you're looking into this, you probably have some idea of essential oils, but I'm going to assume nothing and talk to you about them from the start, from the top. So they're pure extracts from plants, and they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than a herb. So we've been using herbs as medicines for thousands of years, and we have been using essential oils as well, but what's happened more recently is we've become better at extracting a more pure essential oil from the plant. So they are nature's defense mechanism, so they are there for the plant to survive and be healthy and thrive, and therefore the properties of those oils we can actually use as humans to do the same thing. So they've been used anciently throughout history for health benefits. Up to 6,000 years ago, they've found evidence of essential oils being used. So that's pretty huge. And we've got a wealth of knowledge to draw from. They're highly concentrated, as I said. So one drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So very, very strong. My mum stays with me sometimes, and I was cooking some little, or making some little bliss balls, we call them. So they're just like a little chocolatey flavoured ball, and I put some peppermint in there, and I gave Mum a taste test at the same time as I did, and both of us took a mouthful, and both of us were like, whoa, that is so strong. So we added more dates, more nuts to tone it down. So they are very, very strong. So they are safe, they are effective, and they are affordable. They're an alternative to synthetic remedies. So, modern medicine has done some wonderful things, and I'm certainly not here to say that we should just completely ditch modern medicine, but the essential oils give us options without using synthetic drugs, which often have side effects. And you end up you take one and you end up needing to take others to go along with it to combat the side effects of that original drug. And instead of getting better, we're actually getting more unhealthy. So I think the world is waking up to that and wanting to go back to the more traditional, more natural options. And essential oils are the first option. Modern medicine is the last option, is what we're saying. So yes, you certainly wouldn't ditch modern medicine. You're not going to get a broken arm and just go, oh, we'll put some essential oil on it, we'll be fine. We need both. So why doTERRA? Why the doTERRA brand? Why did I align myself with doTERRA? And that is because of their impeccable safety standards. They perform 13 different tests on their oils to ensure their purity. Some of them are done in-house, some of them are done by third parties. So they are the purest oils in the world. They are also harvested where they grow naturally. So, for example, France grows lavender. We can grow lavender in Australia, but we've had to modify it to suit our climate and our soil conditions, etc. So it's not going to have the same therapeutic benefits as the original plant where it grows naturally. So that's growing them, harvesting them indigenously is really important. It's a bit breezy here, throwing my stuff around. So yeah, every batch undergoes those tests, and if they don't pass, they don't actually sell them. They just, for a long time, you couldn't get Roman chamomile because they hadn't had any that passed all of the 13 tests, so they just rejected the batch, and that batch was actually sold by a different essential oil company. So real integrity in that, and you know you are getting the best oils on the planet. And they're effective. I'll probably throw in lots of little stories as I go, but just one little short one I wanted to tell you was my auntie, her daughter races motocross, so my cousin races motocross, and she had gone off to watch her race, and she'd been putting helichrysum on her arms for skin, like helichrysum is wonderful for skin. She'd been putting that on her arms for her skin, and she ended up getting really, really sunburnt. Her face was bright red, but she came home and her arms were not burnt. And that's because helichrysum is a natural sunscreen. So, you know, just by putting it on for her skin, she'd actually managed to reap the benefits of it as a sunscreen as well. I've got lots of little stories I'll throw in as I'm talking. Okay, so there are lots of essential oils on the market, but the biggest percentage, probably about 75% of them, are actually synthetic, so they have no therapeutic value whatsoever. They just are there simply for the smell. Then you've got some food grade essential oils, and you have what's called therapeutic grade essential oils, and then there are certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, and that is what doTERRA is, and that is a very small wedge of the market, but they are the best essential oils. And yeah, they literally cost cents per drop, so you will just get you know, every bottle. Some of the bottles are quite expensive, but you only use one drop at a time. So a 15ml bottle like this actually has 250 drops in it. So there's 250 doses in that. That's why they work out to only be cents per drop. Okay, so how do we use them? Well, we can use them aromatically, which most people will have heard of, so aromatherapy. And that's literally just, you know, using them in a diffuser. I'll just show you my diffuser here. This one's not plugged in and turned on because I'm sitting outside, but this is lovely to have going in the room. Just puts a nice scent into the air, and you can actually use scents that are going to elevate mood or calm mood if it's just before bedtime, or you can use things that are going to get rid of the bugs in the air if there's flus around, that kind of thing. So fantastic way to use them is aromatically. You can use them topically, and that is where you, like I was saying with my auntie, putting it on her skin. So we use what's called a carrier oil. So doTERRA has fractionated coconut oil. I'm not sure if you can see that probably. Fractionated coconut oil. So this is oil that's been extracted from a coconut and spun very, very fast to separate the liquid from the solid. So it doesn't really have much of a smell. It's actually pretty much got no smell, and it always stays, I hope you can see it come out, it always stays liquid form. So some of your, like if it's not fractionated, your coconut oil will solidify when it gets cold, and it will be runny when it's hot. Plus, you know, it'll smell like a coconut, and that'll take away from the benefits of the essential oils. So that's why we use fractionated coconut oil when we're using things topically. It is also because it's to spread the oils further, but some of the oils also can be you know, they can irritate sensitive skin, so that will stop that from happening, and you'll still get the benefits of the essential oil. And then the third way we can use them is internally. Now this is the one that tricks most people, because most essential oils on the market are not actually of a grade where you can take them internally. A lot of people haven't heard of that, but doTERRA's oils are so pure that you can get the therapeutic benefits of them by taking them internally. So I like to, for example, put a drop of lemon or wild orange in my water bottle during the day, in a glass of water, however you like to do that. The benefit of doing that is lemon is detoxifying, so it's going to get rid of a lot of the toxins that you just cannot avoid throughout daily life. You know, the toxins from fumes from cars and motorbikes and you know, your cleaning products at home and all of those things that are going to get into your system just because you can't avoid them. This is a good way to help get them out of your system again. The citrus oils also are quite uplifting, so they're really good for you know, enhancing your mood, making you feel a little bit brighter and chirpier for the day, which, you know, who doesn't want to feel like that? So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through 10 of our favourite oils. These are the oils that we pretty much think every household should have. So I'm going to start with peppermint. Peppermint is sourced from Washington in the United States, and it has a menthol kind of smell. So it's invigorating for the lungs. It'll open up your lungs, get more oxygen into your lungs and through your bloodstream, and therefore it actually gives you a bit of a boost, a bit of a pep, because you're getting more oxygen in your system. It's also really good for calming the stomach if you've got nausea, you know, motion sickness. Some people get, you know, on a boat or on when traveling in a car or something like that. It's a good one for that. It's cooling as well. So when it's hot and disgusting, you can put a bit of this in a spray bottle with a bit of water, like a spritzer bottle. And I recommend you use either glass or stainless steel, because plastic will react with the oil. But you can put it in a bottle, give it a shake, because the oil will obviously separate and sit on the top. Give it a shake, and then you can just spritz it over yourself, and it just will cool you down. So that's a really lovely one. The next one I want to talk about is lavender. So lavender is all things calming. So this is a good one if you're having trouble sleeping. You could put a drop of this on your pillow. You could also rub it into the soles of your feet. Good one for kids. So at bath time, when you want, after bath, you're wanting them to settle down at the end of the day, you could put this on the soles of their feet and it will just calm them down. It's also good for calming things like insect bites on your skin, or you know, a rash or something like that. You would put it with a bit of fractionated coconut oil. You can actually use lavender neat, but if it's a rash, I would put some fractionated coconut oil with it, and yeah, rub it over the rash, and that will help calm it down. Sorry, I'm just going to check my notes to make sure I don't forget to tell you anything. So it's, yeah, soothing, calming, all things calming basically. So the next one I want to talk about is frankincense. So frankincense is what we call the king of oils, and this is just an amazing, amazing oil. It works on a cellular level, so it actually works on cellular renewal. So I have, for example, I had a very bad burn on my hand recently, and apart from what I was doing to the actual burn, which I had lavender on the burn and what have you, I was taking frankincense internally, which was helping with that cellular renewal and repairing the burn on my hand. So you can't even see that it was burnt now, but I've got some really awful photos of what it looked like when it was done. So frankincense, as I said, is called the king of oils. So when in doubt, use frankincense. Frankincense will deepen the effect of any oil that you are using. It's also been used topically throughout the years for a beauty product. So Cleopatra from Egypt, her favourite beauty product was frankincense. So she would put that on her skin to keep it that youthful look about her, etc. The amazing, amazing oil is frankincense. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is tea tree. It's known as tea tree in Australia, or melaleuca around the rest of the world. So tea tree is often found in your shampoo and conditioner products like that. It's actually really good for nourishing the hair and the scalp, but it's also good for getting rid of nits or keeping nits away in the first place. So I don't know if I assume the nits are around the world, so we're going to assume you get them in Malaysia as well. So this is a good one to help with that. And so is lavender actually. And lavender probably smells a bit nicer in your hair, so you can use the two of them together. Again, in a spray bottle, and just spray it over your hair, your kid's hair or whatever. It's also really good for your feet and toenails, this one. So my mum had her and her friend actually had a pedicure at a nail salon, and they hadn't sterilised their equipment properly, and so both of them got a toenail fungus. Mum went off to the chemist and she got a cream, and she put the cream on her toenail. It didn't work, so she went to the doctor, and the doctor gave her something stronger, and she tried that and it still didn't work. Then she caught up to her friend again, Vilma, and Vilma said to her, "Oh, mine's gone. I put tea tree on it." So Mum did the same. She put tea tree on hers, and bang, cleaned up straight away. So this is actually a really incredible one for that. It's also just good for keeping a wound clean. So, for example, I've got horses, and one of my horses cut the back of his foot. So I just put a few drops of this on it to keep it clean and stop it getting infected and stuff like that. So it's really good for that. Lots of uses for tea tree. Okay, next one is oregano. Now, oregano is actually nature's a natural antibiotic. Doesn't actually smell all that pleasant. It's not something you would diffuse just to uplift the mood, because it doesn't smell all that wonderful. But it's really an amazing immune support. So it's a hot oil though. So I was saying earlier that some oils will irritate your skin, and you should always use fractionated coconut oil with them. This one is definitely one of those. It will burn you if you put it on neat. So you definitely need to dilute with your fractionated coconut oil. But you can also take this one internally. Again, it's going to burn, so what we suggest is you use you can get empty gel capsules, and you can put a few drops of this in there, and then you can take it. By the time it hits your stomach acid and the capsule starts to dissolve, it's fine because it's in your stomach acid. So where, if you've been taking antibiotics from the doctor, from Western medicine, that you can build up a resistance to antibiotics, but there is no resistance to oregano as an antibiotic. So that's a really, really good one. Okay, and lemon. So lemon is a citrus plant sourced in Italy. I haven't been telling you where they're all sourced. Lemon is essential oil is sourced in Italy. And you can drink it daily. As I said earlier, I like to put it in my water. Just makes it taste like, it's actually nice in soda water as well. It tastes like a soft drink then, but it's literally just water, carbonated water, and lemon essential oil. So there is no sugar. There's no none of the other nasties that come along with having it in having a soft drink. So not only is it not bad for you, it's actually really good for you, which is double bonus. So it's a natural odor neutralizer. So when you get your smelly garbage bin, or pets sometimes laying on your furniture, you get a bit of a smell happening. This is a really good one. You can just put a couple of drops in there, or drop it on your couch or wherever your pets have been laying, and it's just good for getting rid of odors. It's also good for a sore throat. When you get the razor blade throat thing happening, you can have a couple of drops of this in your water, and it will help your throat. If you want to take that up a notch, you can add a bit of honey to that, and that again will be really soothing on your throat. Like I said, it's a mood elevator, and it's an antioxidant, so a fantastic oil. Okay, so those oils that I've talked about are all single oils, meaning that they're it's only lemon, for example, in the lemon oil. So the ones I'm going to talk about next are actually what we call a blend. So the first one is Ice Blue. Ice Blue comes with a different cap on it. It's a don't know how well you can see that. It's a child-proof cap, and that is because this one can't be taken internally. It'll be actually quite harmful if it is. So Ice Blue is a sports rub. So after a soothing athletic blend, they call it. So soothing to the muscles. So if you don't have to have been off on a big run or something, but you might have been lifting a lot of heavy stuff and you've got sore shoulders, or you've just a bit tense and you've got sore shoulders, or you have walked a long way and you've got sore legs. This one is the one you will use. Now, if you're using it to massage your shoulders or your legs or whatever, again, mix it with your fractionated coconut oil. And then it will help it go further and work as a massage oil as well. So This one is brilliant. All of my friends who play sport and what have you, they love this one. And I do too. I like it. Even just at the end of the day after work, I like to rub it on my shoulders and just soothes the shoulders and calms your muscles down. Fantastic one. Okay, next one is Easy Air. Easy Air is also known as Breathe in the rest of the world. So in Australia, we call it Easy Air. This one is very much an airway opener. So kind of, I guess you guys would have Vicks in Malaysia or something similar. But the problem with Vicks is it's made with petroleum, so it's actually really harmful for you, whereas this one is you can use in the same way, but it's not going to do you any harm. It's very, very powerful for clearing the sinuses when you've got blocked sinuses, helping if you've got a tight chest, asthma even. This one diffused in your diffuser, or you can apply it topically, dilute it, so diffused, or topically with your fractionated coconut oil. So you can rub it on your chest with the fractionated coconut oil, the soles of your feet, something like that. So really good. It also helps with snoring actually. So if you have someone who snores in your household, it's a good one to diffuse at night bedtime, and it'll just help them get a good night's sleep and help them keep the oxygen levels up to their body while they're sleeping. They'll feel more refreshed in the morning. Help everyone else in the household get a better night's sleep too, because they won't be keeping you awake. So yeah, that's Easy Air. Now, next one I'm going to talk about is called Digest Zen. So Digest Zen, as the name suggests, is all things digestive and about bringing Zen to your digestive system. So Digest Zen actually has quite a licorice smell to it, an aniseed smell to it. That's got because it has fennel in it, which is aniseed flavoured. So yeah, very, very good for your digestive system. So my auntie, for example, she has a lot of trouble with chronic constipation. She has used this oil now. She takes it 3 times a day with each meal. She's been using it for a while, and it took about a week, I think, to work, but then she became very, very regular. So she was lucky to go to the toilet once a week before that, probably not even that sometimes, which is just terrible and obviously very bad for you. By taking Digest Zen, she is now regular like the rest of us. But what I think is really amazing is it works the other way too. So I go to Bali at least every 12 months, if not more often. I don't even know how many times I've been to Bali. Every time I had been, and up until the last time, I would end up with not Bali belly, but just, change in diet, lots of fruity cocktails, spicy food, that sort of thing that my stomach isn't used to. So, I would have the opposite problem to my auntie. All I did last time I went to Bali is I took my Digest Zen. I had 1 drop per day in a glass of water at the beginning of the day, and it's the first time I've been to Bali in 15 years or whatever I've been going for and I had no problem. So that's pretty amazing, I think. So this is a fantastic little product. It's also another one that's good for calming the stomach when you have motion sickness or nausea or any of those things. Just generally really good for your stomach issues. If you've overeaten and you feel unwell and you have a bit of heartburn or indigestion, another one, put a drop under your tongue, and it will help you out with that. Okay, and then the last one I want to talk about is called On Guard. On Guard is amazing for boosting your immune system. So I can't tell you. So I've had, like I said earlier, my mum comes and stays with me during the week. Last time she came, she had a really bad cold that she'd picked up. She was coughing and spluttering, and it was just, she was in a bad way. And I have been taking On Guard and diffusing On Guard in the air to stop the bugs from, getting to me. I didn't get that cold. I had, in the last week, I've had my auntie visiting. Same thing. She had a nasty cough, and, she was getting all chesty. And again, I haven't got it. So my immune system is really fantastic having taken this one. And so yeah, like I say, I like to diffuse it just so that it's killing any bugs in the air. You can use it to spray your countertops to wipe them down, as well. Just like to kill any germs. Good one to wipe out your bin with. Good one to just to clean with. It's a good one because it's killing germs. But it's also great for building your immune system. So it's a good one to take internally as well. That will give you a real boost. Fantastic oil. I highly recommend this oil. Stops you getting sick in the first place. So that's our 10 favourite oils. So there are 108 oils in the doTERRA range, so I certainly can't sit here and run through all of them. So that's why I've just done our 10 favourites. So how do you get them? How do you get involved? You in Malaysia are in the best position right now because the Malaysian warehouse has just become operational. They haven't even had their official opening yet. Their official opening is in May, but they are operational, and they did have a few customers in Malaysia already who were having their oils shipped from Singapore, which is why doTERRA has decided to actually go into Malaysia and start the business there as well. So you guys, if you're interested in also sharing the products with others, there's an amazing business opportunity for you here. You are going to get in at the top. You're going to have so many people you can share with. Your market isn't saturated, but there's no such thing as a saturated market, to be honest. I mean, in Australia, we have got these essential oils here, and they've been here for a while, but there's still heaps and heaps and heaps of people that haven't heard of them, and that I keep coming across that still do want to join up. So, but in Malaysia, you guys are really well positioned. So how do you do that? How do you get involved? So first of all, you need to become a customer and start using the oils yourself so that you are able to then share with others. So I highly recommend one of our kits is the best way to get started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. So just bear with me while I do that, and I'll take you through the kits. Okay, sharing. All right, so let me just scroll it up. Might help if I scrolled from the right place. Okay, so these are the Malaysian enrolment kits. So the first one here, this one is called the Essential Collection Kit with Slim and Sassy and Fractionated Coconut Oil. So that kit contains all of the oils I've just discussed, plus one called Slim and Sassy, which is a metabolic blend and includes your fractionated coconut oil. And it includes a wholesale membership, so it gives you access to the oils with 25% off. The thing with this pack is the oils are in a 5 ml bottle, so that's this size here. I don't know if you can see me over there, but in the little corner of the screen. So this is your 15 ml, this is your 5 ml. Obviously, it's a third the size, so they are smaller bottles. The next one, and you can see here the prices in ringgit, so in Malaysian money, which I have to confess I'm not completely across. I'm very much an Australian, so very much into the Australian dollar prices. So I'm hoping this sounds reasonable to you because I'm not certain. Okay, so the next one is the Home Essentials Kit with fractionated coconut oil. So the Home Essentials Kit is all of the oils I've just talked about, plus it includes a diffuser and the fractionated coconut oil. And that one also, or all of these kits, as I'm just talking through them, they all include a membership which gives you 25% off everything at wholesale price. Okay, next one is called the Premium Kit, and it includes all of these oils here. So it does include the ones we've talked about today, plus some extras. It also comes with a beautiful little wooden box to store your oils in, and it includes a diffuser and the fractionated coconut oil and some little sample vials. So this is a really good one to get you started if you're planning to share the oils with others and really get involved on a business level. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit further so you can see the bottom. The bonus of this is not only does it include your membership, but it also gives you straight up, it gives you 100 product credits. Now I'm going to talk about the loyalty reward program a bit more in a minute, but basically they are credits to then use to purchase free products. So you're actually going to get another 3-4 oils out of that as well, which are of your choice. And it means you start at 15% when you're accruing points. Again, I'll talk about that a bit in a minute. Okay, so, and then the final one here is the oil sharing kit. Again, if you are wanting to go into this to in a big way, this is where you would start. If you're wanting to actually go into it to, say you've got a massage therapist, a therapy studio or something like that, this is the one you would go in for. You would have the range, a large portion of the range, and you actually get some multiples. So these ones listed here, you're actually going to get 2 of each of those. And then you can actually sell them. You can put them on the shelf and sell them for retail. So it also includes the bag to be able to go around and take them to people's houses and show them in the way that I'm doing with you now. It includes a diffuser, the fractionated coconut oil, some sample vials, and it also includes these ones here, which are past tense, Salubel, In Tune, and one other which I can't quite see. It's tiny. Immortel is known as Salubel in Australia. This is a beauty blend. Past tense is like your headache and tension blend. In Tune is for focus, and HD Clear is the other one, which is for skin. So especially good for teenagers, but anyone who's having skin, breakouts and stuff like that, it's good for that. Yeah, so those are the introductory packets. Now, most people get started, and even if you do want to share, you still can get started with one of those smaller kits. Most people start at this Home Essentials kit level, but whatever feels right for you is the way to go. So if you have watched this presentation and you're interested, you can get in touch with me and we can talk about it. So that's not a problem. So I'm just going to switch back to the full screen again. Okay, so the loyalty reward program is the next thing I wanted to talk about. So all of those enrolment kits that I talked about do include access to the loyalty reward program, and that is so worthwhile. I have been part of the loyalty reward program now since August last year. So what is that? 6-7 months, something like that. Actually 8 months. And in that time, I would have probably received close to $1,000 worth of free product. That's 1,000 Aussie dollars. I'm sorry, I'm not good at converting that into ringgits, which is just amazing. So how does it work? It's like your frequent flyer program, basically. So when you first sign up with those 2 smaller kits, you will start on 10% you'll be receiving back. So every product has a point value. Now I'm just going to switch again to another screen and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so hopefully this is the right one. Yeah, okay. So this is the price list for individual oils. So it will give you a retail price, and that is if you are in a retail situation, you want to put it on the shelf, that's the price you would sell it for. This is the wholesale price that you will receive it at. That's available to everyone. You don't need to have a shop to put it in to be able to access it. You just become a member and that's the price you will get it at. and then it has a point value. So this 25 points is what it works out the loyalty reward program on. So if you are in at the entry level, you will get 10% back. So you'll get 2.5 points every time you purchase a product worth 25 points like this. And then once you've accumulated 25 points, you can get this for free. So that works the same the whole way throughout all of them. And the longer you participate in the loyalty reward program, the more you are rewarded. So you can be rewarded up to 30% back that you'll get in points to use on free products. So that's why mine now has increased because I'm getting a higher percentage of points back. So yes, so worthwhile, so worth doing. There's also a free product of the month that this entitles you to. So let me just switch back to full screen again. Oops, that's not what I want. Yeah, so the free product of the month is where if your order is worth 125 PV or point value, then doTERRA will give you a free product. We don't know what that is from one month to the next, but if your order is placed between the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month and it's over 125 PV, you will receive a free gift. That's really cool too. Like, yeah, something for nothing, isn't it? So we all like freebies. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So the 3 ways to become involved in doTERRA are to live with doTERRA, or they call it live, share and build. So live means literally just getting the oils for your own personal use, but I highly recommend you get them with a wholesale account so that you get them at wholesale value. You don't ever have to do anything other than that. You just start using the products and use them with your family. End of story. The next one is share, and sharing is literally when you've started using them and then your friend, you notice your friend suffering with something and you decide to share with them what you know about the oils, and you say, hey, I'd like to show you this, and you can give them a sample or you can just talk to them about it, whatever, share that with them, and then they might decide they want to join up, so you can come back to me and I can help you with that. And then the third one is called building, and that's when you decide to build a business yourself. So you do what I'm doing basically, although probably you're going to do it with your neighbours and friends and not over the internet, but there's nothing stopping you, just as there's nothing stopping me. So yeah, that's when you're building a team, and at each of those levels I will support you through that. I will help you with advice and yeah, help you to do all of that. So if you've watched this video and you are interested in getting started on any one of those levels, I actually should tell you that when I started, I actually didn't intend to build a business like I am. I just got the oils for my own personal use. So that's what we term live. I have polycystic ovaries, and so I just wanted to find something that would be able to support that, and I could stop taking synthetic drugs and painkillers and, you know, all these things that were not good for me in the long run. And I've been able to do that, and I've gotten off all pharmaceutical drugs now, and I only use my essential oils. So I started thinking, well, wow, that's pretty amazing, and if I can help other people to do the same thing, I want to do that. So that's how I progressed from being from living with the essential oils myself to then I started sharing, and then I went, well, hey, I can actually build a business here. So that's how I've gone through that progression. There is absolutely nothing to say you have to do that. You can just always be a customer, nothing else, and just use the oils for yourself. Or if that is something that appeals to you, then away you go. And like I said, I will be here to support you if that's what you choose to do. But like I said at the very, very start, amazing opportunity to build a business in Malaysia right now, because this business has just become available to you. So yeah, really worth getting involved in if you think it's something you'd like to do. Okay, so I'm going to end the recording now, but what I really want you to do is, if you would like to get involved, come back to me and I can send you through the paperwork. We can get you signed up, we can get your order shipped to you, and we can start working together. So I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, thanks for joining me.